Alright guys, this is gonna be a facial expression video and just gonna be posing like beautifully, alright? So just gonna be doing some posing here. Facial expressions. I love my eyes. I'm very lucky to have eyes that are very nice. I'm very grateful, obviously. My whole family looks good, so I'm very lucky. Now I know that there are families out there that have, an abundance of looks, like oh, trying to remember what their names are. Liam and Chris Hemsworth, yeah, like families like that, like they're just so rare, but it's kind of crazy. Liam Hemsworth is like the most good-looking man on earth, so it's kind of neat to see, those families and how they function. And my family is similar to that, and we're not exactly, all acting or entertainers, but some of us in my family are very, very gorgeous. So, I mean, it's something that is rare. It's actually rare, but you don't think it is when you're part of that family. I grew up with my family being like this all the time, so I never really had thought any differently about other people until you see people and you compare. But there are some families that are obviously there's lots of families that are undiscovered or that don't like being on camera or whatever. So those families are just as good, and so it's just like a modeling world for that family. But my family is a very good family, and my family is great. And I'm talking about my siblings, not my wife, but my siblings. So my family is kind of like my family is kind of like it's kind of like hard to describe. They're not. A lot of my family is not like me. Even though I've got some people in my family that are really good looking, they're not like me. They're not like all. I mean, I'm not obsessed with looks. I would say I'm not obsessed with looks, even though you might think I am, because I talk about it nonstop. Talk about modeling. I talk about all that all the time. I'm not really obsessed with it in my personal life. Believe it or not, it may seem like I am. Um, I like it. I think it's great, and I do talk about it a lot on YouTube. For me, I just focus on it because it's something that's interesting to me from my YouTube channel. But as soon as I leave the YouTube channel, I'm not like, I'm gorgeous, I'm gorgeous, I'm gorgeous. I'm not like that. I'm very happy looking good, and I mean, I'm gonna be happy about it. So it is fun, and I do talk about looks to some extent, but I'm kind of like a heart kind of affectionate kind of person. So for me, it's not like and a very comedic kind of person when you see me with my friends and my spouse. So, I'm kind of like that. But that's the kind of person I am. And I'm very, I mean, believe it or not, I'm not snobby at all. Like, I'm not like the type of person that's like, oh, you're not gorgeous enough, or oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. Even though it might seem like I might be, but I'm very like, I'm very, okay, I'm very affectionate. I'm very sweet. I'm very kind. I'm very friendly. I'm very focused on making sure people feel good around me, and if that means toning it down. I don't tone it down really, but I'm not gonna be like laughing at someone or be like, oh, I'm better than you. I would never say something like that. Like, that's not my calling. I don't do stuff like that. I mean, people around me sometimes they're very jealous, or uncomfortable around me because I'm very attractive. So they say things that are negative sometimes, and I'm not trying to do anything on purpose. I'm just very lucky to look good. So I recognize that, and instead of being like, oh, I'm better than you or whatever, I'm not like that. For me, being good looking is something that I take pride in, and I'm very proud of, and I got very lucky to be that way. So I'm not gonna take it for granted. I'm not gonna rub it in anyone's face. Um, but I mean, for the most part, like it's something that I mean, even though you see me talk about it nonstop, like in your personal life, you just go about. A lot of times, I'm sure this has happened for a lot of celebrities, but a lot of time when you're a celebrity type person, or you do something on in the media or on a role on TV, let's say, like I sort of do. I guess YouTube is like TV, right? So when you do something like TV or a role about on TV, or you're acting or you're modeling, you kind of want to get away from that when you're in real life. I know it seems kind of odd. Like you think, well, why would you want to get away from it? Like I'm not trying to say I want to get away from it. I love it, um, and I really enjoy it. Um, I mean, for me, not necessarily getting away from it because I do like talking about it. Like if somebody is around me and they're willing to talk to me about it for hours and hours and hours, and I had the time, I definitely would. Um, it's just that I'm not that person that's like a TV focused kind of person. There are some people that are their roles all the time, or they are the person you see on TV, and you see them on TV and you think, yeah, like that's how they act in person. Like it's like watching TV when you're around them. But for me, I'm kind of like the opposite of what I am on TV. Like I'm not necessarily the opposite. Like I'm all about looks too, but I mean I'm not like I never talk about it really. Or I'm never like telling people, oh, you're not good looking enough, or I'm never like a I'm never a Mileena first off. So that changes things right there. But I'm never like, oh, this is me. I'm never like doing army marches in public. Let's just say that, right? Like I'm not like gonna try to pretend that that's something that I like to do. If I do an army march with Marco on YouTube, I do the army march on YouTube, right? Or if I do a song, I don't use. I mean, I do sing in public, but it's not. I mean, I do sing in public sometimes, but it's not like I'm doing it because I want to be the character that I am on YouTube. It's just because I like the music and I'm really into it, right? So for me, I'm never really thinking about my persona on YouTube when I'm living my daily life. Like I have jobs, right? And I do jobs, like I work as a car salesman. So in the car salesman job, I'm very about the car salesman job. I'm not like, oh, I'm glam, I'm this, that. I mean, I do feel that I am and stuff like that, and that I'm jock glam as Marco, but I mean, for the most part, I'm just doing the job as car salesman. Like, my role is a car salesman, and I mean, I do like that, where I'm just kind of like doing the role, and I'm very focused on it, and I'm very like, this is my job. I have to do a good job, kind of thing. That's how I am, And with bosses and everything, your boss probably wouldn't be like, oh, you want to be Mileena all day, or you want to be Marco all day, Like, I mean, that's not really something they want to see necessarily, right? Unless it's on YouTube, then they probably don't care. But with jobs, you have guidelines and rules, so you follow those rules, right? Now, I mean, for the most part, I mean, um, I'd love to be, more into my role as Marco Molina in public, but I'm really not, like I'm not like all about glam and modeling. I mean, I'm not even thinking of the word modeling when I'm out in public. I really don't think of it. I'm just trying to get things done and move about my day, and see people that are really friendly and nice, and someone to talk to about my channel, and someone to share a laugh with, or to hang out with my friends. And I mean, my friends and I are about my channel sometimes. I do talk to them a lot about it, but it's not like I'm very, oh, I'm model Marco, or model Mileena. I'm never like rubbing in people's faces or saying, oh, like I have fun with my friends. Me and my friends have fun, right? So we're not going to be like all about my videos. I mean, I show them videos and I'm happy to tell them about them, but I'm not going to be like, oh, let's pretend to be Marco and Mileena and go to the mall. Like I'm not going to do something like that. I mean, that kind of stuff would probably be fun. I mean, my videotape would be pretty good, but I mean, you know what I mean. Like I'm not totally intertwined with my roles as Marco and Mileena. As a performer, though, I could do it all day long, and it's fun. But I mean, I'm used to living a life where I'm not famous. I'm not even famous now. I'm not even getting paid on YouTube, um, I mean, you would think I would be because I have so many videos, um, but yeah. So I mean, like I mean, I'm not my role when I'm outside of YouTube. So I mean, you might think, why would you not be? But I'm not. I'm really not. I mean, the last thing I'm thinking about is my role almost. That's almost like the last thing I think about in public or when I do anything. So, it's kind of like, well, it's kind of shocking to people probably. They're like, well, why would you not be your role? Like and people call me Marco all the time, but I'm a different person, like a completely different person when you see me in public. I'm not about, being like the most I'm not about being. I never talk to people about like I'm so gorgeous, I'm so gorgeous, I'm so gorgeous. And a lot of people might think, my channel is good. I'm very good. I do a good job. I act and sing and dance and do all kinds of stuff. Talk about my looks a lot, which is popular for me, and do all that. But I mean, but when you see me and you're thinking, okay, so he's probably gonna mention something about being gorgeous, or he's probably gonna walk around and do a march, or maybe he'll sing a song and kind of think of it in terms of like a concert or something, but that's not how I think. I'm not designed to think like I am a celebrity type or entertainer all the time. The minute I'm off YouTube, I'm kind of like, well, I turned it off. I mean, I'm not really about my channel unless I'm on my channel, right? So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm really grateful you guys are here. It's so much fun. If you are on YouTube, then you would appreciate the same things I do. Like it's just so nice. I mean, I love it. Like as you can tell, I perform all day long. So for me, it's kind of a fun thing. Like I really like it. I mean, as you can see, I spend a lot of time on here. So, I mean, it's not like you would see someone doing that really as much time as I spend on here, but I do love it, as you can tell. So for me, it's kind of like the minute I have to leave my videos, I mean, as much as I say I'm not about my videos or my performing as when I'm off the channel, but when I'm off the channel, I'm always wanting to be back on. Even though I'm very busy and have a lot to do, like I'm working a car salesman, I'm so busy, but I'm always like, well, when can I perform next, and how can I avoid not performing for this long, and how do I not get into it so much? It's like and it's also like a very big preparation thing for me. I'm very, like the diet has to be perfect and all that, and the getting prepared, and then the whole process afterwards where I'm able to eat a little more and just kind of like have more freedom after I'm done the videos, because the videos are done and I can kind of say, well, they're done, so I'm very happy now. I can splurge a little bit. I can have a bit of ice cream or something. So for me, it's like a whole process, and it's like a whole celebration, and it's like a whole, it's like a whole fun thing to just be able to say, you're done, you did your job, you did good, you done good, kind of thing. Pat on the back, right? Like a pat on the back. So it's kind of like a fun thing to hold. The whole performance aspect of it all is fun, and like this look is very nice, and so a lot of people will see me, and I mean, I've worn fake stomachs before and stuff like that. So I mean, maybe I'm not necessarily a bigger person sometimes, but sometimes I do eat a lot after the shows are done, and so I'm bigger. It doesn't take much for me to get bigger. Like you might think this is very skinny and very good looking, and very like I'm fit. So I'm not like anorexic skinny, or I'm not like skinny skinny. I'm a curvy skinny. I'm a good looking skinny. I have a perfect body, kind of like a Ken doll and a Barbie doll kind of look. So I'm not skinny skinny, but I'm very thin, and I'm very model-esque. So when you see me on the street, I might actually be bigger, and sometimes I'm wearing a fake stomach, and sometimes I'm just bigger. Sometimes I'm really big. Like some days after I do videos, I'm like, oh my God, like I've done intermittent fasting for so long, and I'm just like, I gotta eat something like with a lot of calories, and so I'm just like, oh my goodness, I have to eat, right? So then I'll eat a lot and stuff like that, and then I'm like, oh no, like now I'm big now, and then I want to do videos soon, so I'm like, well, how am I gonna do this video soon when I'm this big, you know? But I mean, and some people are not thin, and they have YouTube channels and they're very successful. So I'm not saying that's what you have to do to be successful, but it's a process for me because there are some people that really prefer bigger weights and thicker people, you know. So, but for me, I like to have that look that I'm like that I've achieved a thin look, that I'm flawlessly thin, um, that I'm perfection in a model, you know. So anyway, thank you guys for being here tonight. As usual, we are going to play fun games, and the fun games include me making videos and you loving every second of it, alright? This is going to be fun. I really enjoy myself performing, and of course, I'm going to be performing again soon, so I better be careful with what I eat afterwards because I can't be eating too much, but I do like to, and I did talk about my diet and my exercise. Sorry, I'm gonna just like do one more mention or something. I did talk about my diet and exercise on lots of videos, and people are like, "Well, you're sharing your actual diet, like, and you're not charging anyone. You're not telling anyone how to do it without." And you like, I mean, literally, if everyone did my diet and exercise tips, they would all look like me. That's how I do it, right? So they would all literally look like me, and it's easier said than done. It's a challenging diet, but I mean, they would all look like me. So I mean, um, when that's a factor into things, it's like, well, oh, what was I going with this? They all look like me. So yeah. So I mean, I'm giving away these tips for free. Like I'm not even charging anyone. Like it's just something I choose to do. And I'm an honest person. Like Mel B was talking in an interview, and she's like saying she's an honest person. She did talk about how she had a lesbian affair with Jerry Halliwell, which I'm like, okay, interesting, But I mean, nowadays a lot of people in Hollywood seem to be really into gay and lesbian activity. So, I mean, it's quite popular. It's always been that way, kind of since Madonna's been around. But I mean, yeah. So I mean, like it's kind of like, well, I was thinking, I forgot where I was going with this. Um, let's see. Shoot. Okay. Diet and yeah. So my diet and exercise tips are easier said than done. They're harder to do, but I mean, I'm all for every kind of look, right? Like, if you watch RuPaul's Drag Race or you watch even The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, even The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, some of their looks are so varied, Like, I find a lot of their looks are very kind of like are different. Like each bachelor is so different from another. And some of the bachelors don't even look, I mean, in my opinion, they don't even look that good, and I'm very picky about how a good looking person would look like. But I mean, like and bachelorettes, like they're so different from each other, right? So there's a lot of variety in everything, right? But I mean, for the most part, you're gonna get the one standard, look kind of thing. But on the Bachelor and Bachelorette for sure, there's that one standard look typically that's going to be like, the way that an attractive person looks kind of thing. But I mean, I've seen some bachelors and I'm like, really? Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're a bachelor? And I'm thinking to myself, like, if I was on that show, like, I'd feel so much better looking. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, thank you, as Marco, of course. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm really happy to perform for you guys. Lots of fun for me. I'm really glad you guys are into this. I can tell it's fun for you guys. You guys are really focused on having fun with me, so I'm really grateful. I'm really having fun with you guys. Every night is fun. Oh yeah, I think this is what I was trying to get to. So yeah, so when I'm performing, maybe this is a tangent off of something else I was saying. I've been talking quite a bit tonight, but as you all know, I'm so like kind of like, well, I want to perform, like, so like I work a lot, like I'm a hard worker. even outside of here, right? Like YouTube, you see me pumping out a lot of videos, but I'm like that everywhere, you know? Like I do have like in my car salesman job, I'm very hardworking. Like I'm really hardworking. So for me, it's something that I just focus on. I'm very hardworking. Like I have to be the best. Like I'm the top salesman there, and all that. But I mean, you know, like it's something that I really work hard on. But you know, like if I'm away from my videos for too long, I'm like, oh no, like I need to get videos done. Like I feel kind of like the whole, and it's not like a pressure. Like I don't feel stressed over it, you know. But I'm just like I want to make videos. Like, but it's funny. Like after I do a whole bunch of videos, I'm not in the mood. Like I'm just not in the mood. Like, and of course you're probably thinking that makes sense. You made 90 videos in one day. But yes, so sometimes I'm not in the mood, and sometimes I'm like, well, I need to see variety. I need to pump out variety. So I need to see something that's interesting for me, right? Like if I'm watching my videos as I'm uploading them, and they're not cutting the bill, you know, then I'm like, well, this is no good. Like I need to be entertained in my own videos, you know. When I'm putting them up, I'm like, unless I'm like really like, you know, doing a grand job, I'm not like, oh my goodness, this is. Yeah, I have to love it, right? Like for me, I have to love it. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm really grateful. I hope you guys are loving the show so far. It's so much fun, right? Like this is great, right? So thank you all for being here. Lots more vlogs, lots more ads, lots more discussing things. All right, thank you. Okay, bye. Ciao for now.